All right, so let's continue, right? So now we finished one variable for linear. We'll look at two variable for linear. So two variable means the inequality will have y as well, right? So if there's a y and x, we cannot really isolate, right? Because if you isolate x, then you will have y on the other side. So for two variable questions, your answer won't be something like before, right? It won't be like x less than something. So instead, your answer will just be showing a graph, okay? Showing the graph is your answer. So for the example I'm showing you right now, 2x plus y greater or equal to 2. Okay, this one has two variables. It has greater and equal, right? So I split this into two parts. First part is the equal part. Okay, so your step one is to pretend it's equal and then graph that one. Okay, so we'll write that down first. So step one is change to equal. Right, so if you get an inequality question, you change it to equal, then graph. Okay, so we graph the part that's equal first. Even if the question does not have the equal sign, you still change it to equal, okay? So go back to the top. Oops. Okay. So to graph this one, you could change it to slope y-intercept form, okay? It's faster. So change to slope y-intercept form. Okay, does anyone remember what slope y-intercept form look like? Colin, do you remember what is slope and y-intercept?
I forgot.
Okay, does anyone else remember? It's from grade 10. Slope y-intercept form. Anyone remembers that? Ivy, how about you?
Is it y equal to mx plus b?
Yeah, very good. And do you remember what's m?
Slope?
Yeah, m is slope. What about b?
Y-intercept.
Y-intercept, very good. Okay, so we'll change to this form so it's faster than graphing by table of points, okay? Table of value, but we'll still use table, okay, just to double check. So if I change the 2x plus y equal to 2, from change that to slope y-intercept form, we need to isolate y, right? So if we isolate y, we move the 2x to the right, it'll be negative 2x plus 2. So what is our slope now? Harry? What's the slope?
Negative 2x.
Only the negative 2. Okay, slope is a number. And what's the y-intercept? Yeah,
2.
Harry? 2,
2.
right? Yeah, so this one, y-intercept. Y-intercept is a point. Okay, if y-intercept is 2, then the point is at 0, 2. Okay, so let's put that point on the table as well. Okay, let's say we have 0 for x, the y is 2. Okay, so let's put that point on the graph as well. 0, 2. Right, now the slope is rise over run, right? So rise over run, right? In case you forgot, I'll write it out. Okay, rise over run. In this example, the rise is negative 2, right? Run is 1. Rise means up and down. Run is left and right. okay? Rising up or down, running to the left, running to the right. So if the rise is -2, that means you have to go down, okay? So down 2, run is 1, positive means you have to go to the right. So down 2, right 1, okay? So you can go from the point that you have, down 2, right 1. So you get 1 point, okay? Down 2, right 1, you get another point. So that's one way to draw the graph. You can use slope and y-intercept, then you get all the points. Or you can use a table, right? You can plug in x equal to 1 into the x and then calculate. Okay, 2 times 1 plus y equal to 2. So you solve for y will be 0, right? So 1, 0, that's a point. Or you can plug in on the left side, you can plug in -1. Okay, so I'll let you figure this one out. When x equal to -1, please find the y values. Okay, so Jenny, you can tell us your answer when you found it.
Is y 4?
4, yep, that's right. Okay, so it'll be 4. 2 times -1 plus y equal to 2, and you solve for y. Okay, so now we have these points, we can add that in, right? We already have 1, 0, right? -1, 4 will be up here. So you can see it's lining up, okay? You can follow the slope. And then we connect the line, right? So use your ruler, draw the line. So you can see that when you have greater or equal, right? Greater or equal, the equal part represents the line. Once you have the line, it divides the whole grid into the right side and the left side, right? You have 2 sides. The next part is to talk about the greater than, right? Because the question not only has equal, it also has greater than. Okay, so we need to find the points that if you plug it in, it will be bigger than 2, right? 2x plus y has to be greater than 2. We know from the tables above, we know that if I plug 0 and 2, it will equal to 2, right? If I put 0 and 2 into the inequality, it will equal to 2. But if I want it to be greater than, then I cannot use 2 now. What number for y will work? I put 0 into the x, right? 2 times 0 plus something has to be bigger than 2. What will the y be? What do you think? What number will work?
3.
3? Yeah, 3 can work, right? Because 3 is bigger than 2. Anything else? Jiawen, what do you think? Any other number will also work?
5.
Say that again.
5.
5? Sure, yeah, 5 will work. Elaine?
Basically everything bigger than 2.
Yes, anything bigger than 2. So even like 2.1 will also work, right? Because if it's 2, it will be exactly 2. So bigger than 2 will all work. So if I plot that into the graph, 0, 3 will be here. right? 0, 5 will be here, 0 and 2.1 will be here. So anything bigger than 2, so everything above. So all these are answers, okay? So similar, if x equal to 1, if it's 0, it will be equal to 2. So I will want anything that's bigger than 0. So maybe 1, 2, 3, and so on, right? So if you look at the graph, 1, 1 is here, 1, 2, 1, 3. So anything higher, okay? The red is for the inequality, right? And then same with the -1, okay? Anything bigger than 4. So 5, 6, 7, so on. So -1, 5, 6, 7, so anything above. So you can see the answer is always on one side. Everything on the right side. Okay, so it becomes a shading. Okay, any point you pick on the right side of the straight line is your answer. Okay, so your answer is presented in a graph. Okay, instead of actually solving for something, you need to show your answer with a graph. So because the shading is either on the right side or the left side, so all you need to do is just pick a point, see if it works. If that point works, then everything else on the same side will also work. Okay, so your step 2 is to test a point. And remember, the point that you want to test, make sure it's not on the line, because if it's on the line, you don't know whether it's on the left or right side, right? So you need to test the point that's not on the line. The common point that we pick is 0, 0, right? Because 0, 0 for this example, 0, 0 is not on the line. So let's see what happened when we test 0, 0, okay? So when we test, we plug into the question. Okay, this part, the yellow highlighted is the question. We plug 0, 0 into the question. So you get 2 times 0 plus 0 greater or equal to 2. And then we want to see if the left side and right side make sense. Okay, so if you simplify the left side, you get 0, right? Greater or equal to 2. So you think about, is this true? Is 0 bigger or equal to 2? Evan, is this statement true?
Sorry, could you say that again? I couldn't really hear you.
Is 0 bigger or equal to 2?
No.
It's not bigger, right? 0 is not bigger than 2, right? So this one you will say is false. Okay, this is how you test the point. You plug the point into the question and see if it's true. So let's look at the graph. 0, 0 is, let me use a green dot, okay? 0, 0 is right here, right? This point is false. If that point is false, then everything on the same side will be false. Everything here will be false. All the green ones are the false ones, okay? So, but then you are interested in the answers, right? The true ones. So if 0, 0 is false, that means the other side must be true, okay? So you'll be shading the side that is true, okay? So after you test the point, you shade the true side. Okay, if you test the point and that point is true, then you shade the side that has the point. Does that make sense? If it's false, then you shade the other side that doesn't have the point. Okay, can you raise your hand if this rule makes sense to you? How to shade the true side? Okay, remember always shade the true side. Brandon, Harry, Marcus, do you still have questions? How to do the shading?
No.
Yeah. How about Brandon? Brandon, do you get it?
Yeah, I'm just writing stuff down.
Okay, all right. So I'll let you copy this down. We'll try one more together, okay? To make sure you can do the rest. So if the first question we did here, we spent a lot of time, okay, making the table of values, right? And then try out many points because it's trying to help you understand why we shade, okay? So the points, the tables, the first part, okay, the top is to show the boundary line, right? To draw the line. The second table at the bottom is to show that the answer could be more than 1 point. So because there are infinite number of answers that works, infinite number of points works, right? So you need to use shading to show all the answers, okay? So shading is just saying that there are many points. Any point on that side is our answer. So the shading is your answer. Okay, so let's look at question 2a. Now we don't need to do the table anymore, okay? We just follow the two steps, okay? So step 1, we change to equal, okay? We change to equal, and then we are going to graph this one, okay? Change to equal, then graph. So to graph this, you need to turn this into slope y-intercept form, all right? So I'll let you guys do this one. Get the slope y-intercept and raise your hand. Isolate the y. Please raise your hand if you got the slope y-intercept form. Okay, Jiawen, what's your slope y-intercept form?
Y equals 3 over 2x minus 4.
Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anyone else got different? Everyone has the same? Angela? Yeah.
I got
Any.
+4 instead of minus.
So y equal to 3 over 2x plus 4?
And also -3
Negative
over
3.
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the sign is opposite. How about Colin? What about you?
Yeah, I got the -3x divided by 2 plus 4.
Okay. So Javon, do you know why it should be minus?
No.
Okay. When you isolate the y, which one do you move over? Which one do you move over? What's your step? How did you do it? Can you tell me? Kevin, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. How did you do it? Can you tell me your steps?
I moved the 2y over.
Oh, you moved the 2y over? Sure. Okay, so if I move let me erase it first, okay? So if we move the 2y over, then you would have 3x minus 8, right? Equals, what's on the right side?
Minus 2y.
Minus 2y, yeah? And then what do you do next?
Divided by -2.
Yeah, everything divided by -2, right? And then?
-3 over 2x minus 4 equals y.
The second part, the 8 divided by -2, what does that equal?
Oh, +4.
Yeah, so minus a -4 will make it +4, okay? Equal to y. So our equation is -3 over 2x plus 4. Okay, so now let's graph the line, okay? Graph the point. Now because this equation, okay, pay attention to the minor detail here. This one is greater than, okay? It does not have equal sign. Remember from the last example, we said if there's an equal, it means it's the straight line, right? So that it means that it's the boundary. So if this one doesn't have equal, then your straight line, you need to show it by dashed line, okay, or dotted line. So that means it's like an invisible line that's dividing the whole grid into two parts, okay? So we still do the same thing. We need to get the y-intercept here. Harry, what's the y-intercept? Harry, what's the y-intercept?
4.
4, okay. And what's the slope?
-3 over 2.
So which way do we take the point, get the point?
Down 3 and right 2.
Yeah, very good. So 1, 2, 3, right 2, okay. Or you can go the other way, up 3, left 2. Okay, so you follow the same pattern, down 3, right 2, down 3, right 2. So because this time we don't have equal sign, so we need to show it so that it's an invisible line, okay? Show a dashed line. So pay attention to this, okay? Very important. Okay, so you can write this down. Use dash line. Okay, if there's no equal sign, that means the line is not there, and to show that the line is not there, you use a dash line. Okay, so now we got our line. What is step 2 now, Marcus?
Shade the true side.
Yeah, we need to pick a point. Okay, can you tell me which point you want to test?
Just 0, 0.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. Test 0, 0. Okay, so it's very clear the 0, 0 is not on the dash line, right? So we'll test that. And to test the point, okay. To test the point, we need to plug it into the original question. So 0, 0, we plug it into the question, okay? And then you check if the answer is true or false. Okay, so please find out whether it's true or false and raise your hand. Okay, once you figure out it's true or false, raise your hand. Only 3 people found out true or false. This is a very easy question. Simplify the left. Okay, so true or false, Ivy?
False.
Because?
Because -8,
Yeah, what about it?
and then it's smaller than 0.
Yeah, this one is, the question says greater, right?
Mm.
Yeah, but the -8 is not greater than 0. Okay, so you'll write false. Okay, -8, you end up with -8 greater than 0, it doesn't make sense. So at 0, 0, that's the point that you test, right? 0, 0 is right here. This point is false. But you need to shade the true side. So that means the other side is the true side. So you do the shading over here. Okay. So your answer key for this one is the dashed line and the shading. Okay. Together is your full answer. Okay. So that's all, right? So I will let you finish the last 3 questions by yourself. But for question B, there's a fraction, okay? So let's walk through the beginning steps first, okay? So like before, we don't like fractions. So what do we do here? Harry? For question B, how do we start?
Find common denominator.
Which will be what?
12.
12, okay. So everything times by 12, okay? So 12 times everything. All right, and then what would it become now, Evan?
Can you simplify it or no?
Yeah, we need to, so that's the point of multiplying common denominator, right? Get rid of denominator.
So it'll be x over 1, is it? Oh.
What about the 12?
Oh, sorry. It'll be 4. It'll become 4 next. The first one will become 1. Okay, am I right?
The first one will be 4x.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, first one will be 4x, second will be 3y, and then other one will
Minus
become
3y. And then
oh yeah, and then is that less?
greater.
No, more. It's more greater, and then it'll be 6.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 6.
6. Okay, so now the question looks similar to question A. Okay, if you have trouble reading about reading the sign, okay, you can write this down. This is the greater than. Okay, this is the less. Okay, make sure you write that down. And then the third one is greater or equal. And last one is the less or equal. Okay. So after that, you just follow the steps we did before. Change it to equal. Okay, pretend it's equal. And then get a slope y intercept, and then you test. Okay, test point. Right, so I'll let you finish B, C, D. Okay, when you finish all 3, you can raise your hand. If you have any trouble during the steps, you can let me know, okay? And if you're not sure whether you are doing it right, you can ask me. Make sure you pay attention to whether to use a solid line or a dashed line. Okay, Jiawen, have you found the slope y-intercept form for this equation? Jiawen. Jiawen, are you there?
Oh, I'm there.
Yeah, do you have the slope y-intercept form for this one?
I'm still solving it.
Okay, let me know when you have it.
Okay.
Okay. You got it yet?
I got it.
Yeah, what is it?
Y equals 4/3 x minus 2.
-2. Okay, very good. You got it. All right, so continue, draw the graph. I will ask one of you to show the graph on the screen, okay? If you finish B, you can move on to C.
Jason,
Yeah, Evan?
how do I tell if it's a dotted line? To put a dotted line or not?
So you look at the question, right? If the question has an equal sign, for example, like the top example, greater or
Yeah.
equal, right? So if it has an equal, that's solid line.
Okay.
Okay. Like
Okay. Thank you.
question A, it doesn't have equal, so you use dashed line.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome. Okay, Marcus, can you draw the graph? Draw the line. Just the line.
What would be like that kind of? Like,
Can you show some points?
okay.
Right, you
Hold
have the
on.
y-intercept. Yeah, y-intercept -2. Very good. Couple more.
Here.
Yeah, okay. Up 4, right 3. Good. Any more? More points? Yeah, good. Okay. Right, so do you connect all the points? Do you use dotted line or dash?
Dotted.
Hmm?
Is dotted.
Dotted, yeah, okay. So you please change.
Um.
Very good. Okay. All right, and then testing, right? Waylon, can you tell me how you do the testing? Waylon, are you there? Waylon. Waylon, are you there? How about Brandon? Are you there? Brandon?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So what point did you test?
I test the bottom left one.
What point? What's a point?
So,
Can you tell me what point did you plug in to test?
-3, -6.
Oh, okay. -1, 2, 3. What? Oh, you cannot test the point on the line. Okay. Because if it's on the line, you don't know if it's on the left side or right side, right?
And let's just do -1, 1.
-1, 1. So this point?
Yes.
Okay, -1, 1. All right, so please plug it in. It will take more work if you use that point. Easier point to use is like 0, 0.
0, 0.
Yeah, 0, 0, it will make it easier to calculate. Okay, otherwise you get fraction to do, right? Let's use 0, 0, okay? As long as 0, 0 is not on the line, then you can use that. Okay? So plug it in and tell me if it's true or false.
It's false.
It's false because
0 does not equal to -2.
the question doesn't have equal. What's the question say?
Greater than.
Okay, so 0 is not greater than 1/2, so it's false. Okay. Yeah, Waylon, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, where'd you go?
I went to a washroom.
Oh, okay. So we found out it's false here, right? So where do we do the shading? Can you help us shade on the screen?
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So 0, 0 is on the other side. So everything below will be our answer. All right, so I guess we will have to go over the other two next time. Okay, do you have any questions? Can you raise your hand if you know how to do the shading?
Wait, Jason,
Yeah,
when do
Colin?
you use dotted lines and when do you use just a line?
Okay, can somebody answer that as well? When do we use dotted line? When do we use dotted line? And remember one of you asked that, right? Now, Evan, when do we use dotted line?
Was it the it has the equal or the equal sign in it? Or you make it the dotted line, right? Or,
If there's equal sign, what kind of line?
oh, solid. Sorry, solid. It was solid line, and then without equals dotted.
Yeah. Okay, Colin, do you get it?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Okay. So no equal sign, then dash line. Okay. So remember, equal means the line. How about the rest of you? Do you understand how to do the section? Can you raise your hand if you understand it? Elaine, any questions? Yeah, okay. So you can stay after class if you have any questions, and I'll post the homework later. Okay, so you guys have a good weekend. We'll go over the last two questions next time. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.